You can get meat anywhere, but for the best cuts of chicken, beef,
The People's National
Club Twilight.
It's all about you. LA's fine sunshine most of the time, and the feeling is laid back.
The fire burning red and a Joshua representing of a comes hard here. Big up Kidaki. Buxton massive. Hey Babylon boy, you going like you know, like son. Red.
Never joke, never joke, never joke. Oh, money never, money never, money never, money never, money never, money. I know what you're conniving, money. Money never, money never, money never, money never, money never, money. You can keep your conniving, money. When you've been up for a bum, in a biz there be money. Now because your money done, you come with conniving money. When you had your pocket full, in a biz there be money. Now because your money done, you hustle for tell me money. Yes, money never, money never, money, money never, money, money. Now know what you conniving money. Neighbor, neighbor, joker. Neighbor, neighbor, joker. Neighbor, neighbor, joker. That's all the money that me walk for. A 2 pound note and a guilda piece. A 2 pound note and a guilda piece. A 2 pound note and a guilda piece. This is all the money that me walk for. I said money, neighbor, money, neighbor, money, money, neighbor, money, money. I know what you can have in money. Oh, Joseph.
Guyana and Guyanese, at home and abroad. Tune in to Guyanese Morning Time, hosted by Kadaki Amsterdam, where the sun always shines. Guyanese Morning Time, the people call it Guyanese Morning Time. Rhythm, rhythm, Guyanese Morning Time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again, Guyanese Morning Time. The people call it Guyanese Morning Time. Rhythm, rhythm, Guyanese Morning Time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again. We rise up early morning watching Tom's TV, where wisdom and knowledge, yes, it is the key. Exposing corruption over land and sea, where the wicked politician they try to trick me. Guyana is a land for everybody. With 6 races should live in harmony. Is one set of people getting aisle money. Is one set of people doing the thievery. Guyanese Morning Time. The people calling Guyanese Morning Time. Rhythm, rhythm, Guyanese Morning Time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again, Guyanese Morning Time. The people calling Guyanese Morning Time. Rhythm, rhythm, Guyanese Morning Time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again. This is a program that you all can see, sharing your views and your integrity. Like it, comment and share it all around. Pass it to your neighbor, safe and sound. A sad situation going on in this town. The voice of the people is getting trampled down. Out of the mouths of babes and sucklings, which as ordained me to sing. I sing Guyanese Morning Time. The people call it Guyanese Morning Time. Rhythm, rhythm, Guyanese Morning Time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again, Guyanese Morning Time. The people call it Guyanese Morning Time. Rhythm, rhythm, Guyanese Morning Time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again. Stop fooling the people. You're promoting evil. Stop lying to the people. You are a part of the cycle. Stop fooling people. You're promoting evil. Stop lying to the people. You are a part of the cycle. I say Guyanese Morning Time. The people calling Guyanese Morning Time. Rhythm, rhythm, Guyanese Morning Time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again, Guyanese Morning Time. The people calling Guyanese Morning Time. Rhythm, rhythm, Guyanese Morning Time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again, they got Breakford, Bork and Mark Bench Cup. David Hines and Kadaki Amsterdam, Sherrod Duncan, Nigel London, Normal Brown and Gavin Matthews, big up Paslow Port People Governor, Simona Brooms, Robin Simpson, Hampton Green and Winston Jordan. And yes, we can go right on and on. Guyanese morning time, the people calling Guyanese morning time. Rhythm, Guyanese morning time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again, Guyanese morning time. The people calling Guyanese morning time. Rhythm, Guyanese morning time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again.
The relatives and friends of young Wyndham Bacchus, they deserve justice. The family, the relatives and friends of our in Boston, they deserve justice. The family, the relatives and friends of Peter Headley, they deserve justice.
And so when we say that Guyana is an apartheid state, we have the evidence to show.
Comes out your son. You burn the swine when no want you shine. The tree of life, them no want you climb, cause them heart no kind. Comes, I say them heart no kind. Buxton Massive, Kidaki, Red Hat.
You can get meat anywhere, but for the best cuts of chicken, beef, pork, mutton, and lots more, check out T&W Harris Butcher Shop, located in the East Ramveld Market Meat Section. Call us on 609-7168, 641-4494. Ask for Rastaman. T&W Harris Butcher Shop for the best in fresh cut meats and lots more.
The People's National Congress Reform presents Emerald Splash, a Georgetown to Linden bus excursion and pool party on Sunday, September 22nd from Congress Place to the Toucan Complex poolside in Amelia's Ward. Music by Hot to Vibe Sound and Alti One Man Band. Excursion tickets cost $5,000. Available at Congress Place Sophia. Venue entrance fee $1,000. Buses leave Congress Place at 9 a.m. sharp. It's the Emerald Splash bus excursion and pool party. Let's take a drive and bust a line with the PNCR.
Club Twilight, Sideline Down Buxton North presents Friday Night Laughs, Chow Pow and Jumbie Jones. Friday, September 27th. Doors open at 7 p.m. Come out, laugh until you cry. Open mic for the brave. Yes, Friday, September 27th at Club Twilight. It's Friday Night Laughs with Chow Pow and Jumbie Jones. Open mic for the brave. It's a karaoke of comics. Come on down, Friday, September 27th, 7 p.m. at Club Twilight, Sideline Dam, Buxton. Admission is $500 only.
Welcome to the program. It's another Thursday, and I can understand why we get these challenges, why we're being challenged this morning. Because I'm sure the Jagabats and the trenches and the incompetence in the PPP, they don't want to hear Winston Jordan this morning. They do not want to hear Winston Jordan this morning, especially in the light of them talking about resuscitating, is it Skeldon Estate or Albion? I can't understand. I simply cannot understand. If these people got mud in their head and they can't recognize failure if it hits them straight in the face. They're failing at this sugar thing. This sugar thing ain't making sense. We're spending too much or too little. And as if to add insult to injury, the people them that they put in to oversee the industry is like putting cat to watch milk. They're certainly kicking a man when it's down. The industry failing and they're thieving. Double whammy. But what? They continue to pour money into this industry because I guess they're going to get for thief. A friend of mine said, Bobby, your group is back. New GPC is back. New GPC is the only entity that can supply the government of Ghana with medicines, pharmaceuticals. One set of people bid for all of the jobs that were being offered. And only GPC could qualify for them. Every single one of them. Clean sweep. Congratulations, Mr. Ramboop, and your new GPC group, and Barrett Jagdio, and all of those who are friends of Sue. Congratulations. Let's not wait too long. I know the numbers are going to go. Let's get Winston Jordan on record. Because once we have Winston Jordan on record, then the PPP gets jumpy. So let me call Mr. Jordan.
Hello.
Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, Kadaki.
It's
How you doing?
I good, man. I good. They're challenging me, but you know I always up for a good fight.
Well, they seem to be challenging us in South also because you've got a blackout just started about 10 minutes or so ago, and it's really annoying. Huh? It's I know a lot of people are sitting and they are longing for the coalition because despite what you would have said, at least in certain areas like the blackout, we were close on taming it. But anybody with a conscience will admit that over the last week or two, blackouts in this country has become as the frequent floods that we get, you know. So I really don't know what is happening. It seems that the more money we get is the more blackouts we get. What do you think, man?
And strange enough, the more money we pay, the more blackouts we get. And strange enough, the very people who were hired to alleviate the blackout situation and seem not to be able to do it, I'm talking about the power board people, are tendering to provide electricity on a larger scale for this country.
You know, I woke up this morning with a person sent me a message this morning. He said he had read yesterday's Kaitro news and he asked to show comments that I was making, and he sent me a long comment, you know, and I don't know the individual, but I sent back and he said, you know, thanks for the comment and feedback and so on. But this is the problem we have in Guyana. A lot of people are suffering in silence. They don't want to go public with their sufferings. They don't want to go public with their comments. And so, you know, the government continues to write us. You know, in the world of animals, who do you write? Not the one with the big ears?
A long tail?
So we all have become that because too many people, for whatever reason, don't want to go public with their concerns, with their criticisms, and so on. Everybody is cheerleading and telling the king that he has on proper clothes when he has no clothes. He has no clothes on. Everybody is afraid. So there was another comment. The guy he sent me a really viable comment, you know, and so on. But to me, like, brother, go public with your concerns. So go public with your comment. It's a valid comment. How can you have a $2 billion project where not a single document in relation to this project has been made public? I mean, only in Guyana that can happen. Not one document in relation to this project has been put into the public domain. But meanwhile, you got huge sums of money that have already been spent from the Treasury. You approach Exim Bank for a mass loan, right? Which is there, or wherever it is in the stratosphere. And you propose to spend even more money from the Treasury on this project. Yet, there is not a single document in public on this project. So, you know, I mean, $2 billion US dollars is nothing to scoff about, right? That's serious money. And just consider the alternatives of implying $2 billion US dollars. But here's the kicker. You can find no strategy, no plan in relation to the development of stable, sustainable, and viable electricity in this country. I say that because what you have a lot in the public domain is a lot of talk. Quite a lot of talk about what is needed here, what is needed there, how much we're doing here, how much we're meeting demand, and so on. But no, there's nothing in the public where you could sink your teeth in and say, okay, by so we need so much electricity, and this is how we can be able to distribute it. This is how we can be able to produce it, you know, and so on. This is how we can be able to transmit it and so forth. So you have a gas to shore, for example, that they claim to be up and running by next year. Of course, you know, those dates are being like shooting stars. You know, now you see me, now you don't. So instead of this year, it's now going to be next year, they say, first half of next year. But yet, you've got one point. First of all, you had, I think you had a set of plants or some that they bought out of, I think, Honduras. 30 megawatts or something like that. They bought out of Honduras. Then they bought a power ship. And when you think that was the end of it, they're bringing another power ship. So the first power ship that they brought is for 2 years. So that will carry us to 2026. The next power ship, apparently, is also for 2 years. And this power ship was to help us meet increasing demand due to, wait for it, ring a bell, due to CPL and Christmas. When this power ship is landed, CPL is finished. they know that CPL was in October or late September, October? And did they know when they were buying the first power ship that you will still have a demand gap, that they will have to get another power ship? Could they procure 2 power ships at the same time if they needed this kind of electricity? But no, you procure 1 power ship, you put it in. It's neither here nor there because you're still getting a lot of blackouts. And then you go again. So we're being treated. We are being treated this thing as you go along. Nobody in the context of what we have seen so far could tell you that they have a short, medium, and long-term plan for electricity in this country. Because if that were the case, then we would have seen those plans in the implementation. But here it's as if you go along to play along. We want another power ship for CPL, and Christmas coming, increase demand, we bring a second power ship. Then we found out, but look at me, wait a minute. CPL, by the time the ship arrives and we plug it in and everything else, CPL done gone. So this one now is coming for Christmas, extra demand, as they say. And this power ship is not a temporary power ship in the context of coming only for 3 months or 6 months for the Christmas season high demand. No, it's coming for 2 years also. Okay, so when the demand declines in January after Christmas done and so on, this power ship will be hanging around, and you'll be paying serious money for this power ship being in Guyana. Okay, you see when you bring an alternative view in the public domain, one that doesn't subscribe to the Kool-Aid that they keep pouring down people's throat, they get vexed. And they want to go after you and all kinds of story. And they call it a democracy. Since when a democracy is not defined of all views contending?
I know what I want. I guess we're getting audio but no video. Confirm with me, viewers, that you're getting. Oh, they said they ain't even getting sound.
So maybe because of these problems, maybe you can put it back.
I'm thinking.
We could try for tomorrow because no sense doing something where the quality and so on is not there, because like I said, a lot of people depend on what we have to say.
Yeah, tomorrow is usually Free Talk Friday, but how are you there tomorrow?
Well, let us see, sometimes we just do quick something, or we look for another space sometime,
All right, let's see. I'll check in with you tomorrow once. Oh no, tomorrow is a tough day. Tomorrow is court. I got court tomorrow.
Well, let's do it next. Well, then,
all right, we're gonna do it next week. We're gonna do it next week.
No, God spare life next time, because we can't continue with something that's not.
Then by fighting unfair, man. Then by fighting unfair.
Well, I mean, if they can get through fighting.
Okay, the folks on YouTube say they are hearing loud and clear.
Yeah.
But Facebook is really challenges. And that is why I always tell people, y'all migrate to YouTube, because I recognize over the years I've been doing this, when it comes to the dirty fight, it is Facebook that the fight takes place, right? Facebook, I don't know what I got on Facebook. That is fight we had on Facebook. But those on YouTube are hearing clear and they're seeing clearly. But let's do it next week. Sometime God's spare life. I'll spend another hour or so with those who are on YouTube, and we can talk about some things in the meantime.
All right, good.
But let's do your presentation another day. But
right.
Thank you.
Okay.
But somebody is saying Twitch is better. How many persons are on Twitch? Because I see Twitch as a platform, but I don't know many persons are on Twitch. I've never used Twitch, but I can go to Twitch. So if you believe that Twitch is good and there is a large enough number of viewers on Twitch, you can let me know and we can work from there. Right? You can let me work from there. But let me let's talk, well, because we got some things that we need to talk about still. We got some things to talk about still. And since tomorrow is not likely to be a lengthy program, because I have court tomorrow, I have to check in with Nigel Hughes to find out whether or not the hearing is going to be virtual or in person. I rather suspect it's going to be in person, but I'll have to get that clarification. And so we can talk about some things. So I can open up the lines right now if you would like to call in and talk about anything. But what I want to share with you, a video that came across my desk this morning. I'm sure lots of you have seen that video because they posted it to my page. But these are the kinds of things that aggravate you, to say the least. As they say, if I can't eat, you can't eat. And that is why some of us say, sometimes you just got to kick down the table. You just got to kick down the table. A lot of people don't like when I go to the extreme. But sometimes you have to be an extremist for people to understand that unless we could coexist peacefully, none of us will be able to benefit from anything that is around us. Look at what this young man is going through. I want you all to listen to the video, and then we will talk about some of the issues that arise out of this conversation. Now I'm understanding. Now I'm being told that there's no sound. My God, what else we gonna do this morning? Yeah, tell me. There's no sound from the Facebook video I'm trying to share with you. I don't give up. I'm not a giving up type. And by now, the PPP and the goons are supposed to know that I don't give up easily. The more you try to oppress me, the stronger it is get. So we're gonna start over the video. As long as my viewers got time, I got time. I could spend the whole day today. I don't prepare for my karaoke and set tonight. The place is set and ready. I ain't never studied it too much. So I could spend all day today. What do you think? I frighten you? Let's go again.
My fellow Guyanese.
Can you hear me now, folks?
Good morning. Oh yeah, I must never see I do a video like this. My name is Joe Dotson. I live at 1559, Block 8, Tushan Housing Scheme. Right? I'm an entrepreneur for the longest while, trying to survive in this country, trying to do what is necessary, keep my nose clean, take all my money I work for, invest in a small business. As you can see, this is where I live, right? This is where I live. I operate a wash bay in Tushan scheme. I operate a wash bay. Yes, it is registered. I used to operate a fish shop. It's registered also. Get my food handlers. Everything that I need, groundwork. There's a fish shop there. Used to operate it. It can't operate no more. It can't operate no more. See this neighbor? Look at this big house here. This big shed here. See all these things on this carpet, right? Yeah, this neighbor bring every single body, every single entity that she could think about. She went to the station, she made countless reports over and over concerning my business to no avail. Like I said, I don't break no laws, so can't be prosecuted if you ain't break no law. At least this is what I think. Anyhow, she went to the EPA. She went to the ethnic relations. I have letters from all these agencies. The people from the EPA, this is the only, let me just back up a little bit. This is the only wash bay that got the pressure wash in a box, in a carpet box. The EPA advised me to put on the top and put on the back. Well, this is the only thing I could come up with, to put on the top and the back, to reduce the noise from this neighbor that lives over the other side over there, right? See, if you look more wash bay there on this side of the land. The fish shop don't function no more. So because of my customers should use them up is ongoing something. So my business dead. So I try adapt to survive. I close the fish shop. We ain't doing fish shop no more, man. We can do something else because I got 3 children. They gotta live. They gotta survive. So I gotta do. Me and get money to do this in cash by the government. I invest my money and I can't see. You understand? Oh, I'm a hard-working man. I invest my money and I can't see. Now, they got about 10 wash bay in this scheme. I don't know if I could switch this camera. They got about 10 wash bay in this scheme. I can't switch it. If you look way up the road there by the blue bus, there's a wash bay. So they're on, right out here, right out on the reserve, as the saying, the government reserve. There's a wash bay straight up the road where the blue bus is. There's a wash bay. Like about 10 wash bay in the scheme. 10 wash bay in about 10 on this main road in this scheme that they're on top the same road. You understand? Look how far me shed there from the public road. Watch. From the road, watch. You see the distance? This car could park. This car could park not under the shed. It could park and it end up on the road. Yeah, see what showing you? Yes. It ended up on the road. Now I got a call from Mr. Williams. He was here Saturday measuring up my shed. Measuring up my shed and how far it come out and all these things. Threatening to break down my shed. Yeah, threatening to break down my shed. How I'm not supposed to. This is a residential area and I'm not supposed to operate in no business. I understand that. I'm fully much aware of that. Right? But this is a small business. This is not a multi-million-dollar business. This is not a Chinese supermarket. Here, this is a small business. It's carry washing. Right? It's carry washing. We gotta survive. What we gonna do? We can't thief. Some of we ain't got the skin for take legs for thief. You understand? Some of we gotta work hard for survive. And I invest my money to survive. In my country, I'm a Guyanese citizen, born and raised here. I never left this country yet. I don't even have a passport for go nowhere because this is my home. You understand? And if I can't live here and I can't hustle here, where else I could live? Where else I could go and work? You understand? What I supposed to do? I want to show you this here. They tell me that it's not something racial, but I live in it and I dealing with it all the time, my friend. I dealing with it all the time. Being a racialism in blood. As a Guyanese, it's one people, one nation, one destiny. There's the matter of this country. You understand? Watch, you see this Christian house here? Watch, there's the next Christian house. I want you to look good. There's the next Christian house. Watch, you see all them tire without there? You see all them tire without there? Nobody can stop nowhere there. And like I showed you before. You understand? You see all these cement bag with the hair so and all these blocks and all these things. Nobody can stop there. Me ain't got a problem. Me ain't got to stop there. I do me thing. I try to do my business. Try to stay my car now. Watch. I take this. I put this. I know it's a long video. Yeah, bear with me. Watch. I put this plyboard here. So this slider here. So for black car, every time the customer come, she cussing them up. She cussing up the customer them. You understand? So I black it. Watch. She video in my yard. Watch. You see the zinc here? I put the zinc here for black there because she video in my yard all the time. I can't live in peace. Everywhere I go, this girl, she walking, can't you see? She working at legal affairs. And apparently when people are powerful in this country, they could victimize and they could prosecute whoever they feel like. Because the enforcement officer ain't got to know how to shed. If it was an exercise and a campaigning and they want to regularize everything in the scheme, I would understand. I have no problem with that. You understand? But you cannot come to me and pick me out to the group. You understand? Pick me out to the group for trying to break my business and try to demolish my business. Mr. Williams, whoever is Mr. Williams calling me from enforcement, I just come off of the phone with him. You understand? He was here Saturday. I wasn't at home measuring up my place. You understand? So I am asking and I'm seeking because I want to know what happened, man. We ain't got no help in this country. What we gonna do? What I supposed to do? Yeah, tell me what I supposed to do. I am frustrated. I living through this for years. I got videos for sure that these people running, coming over in my yard, coming over here for beat me. You understand? For fight with me. These people over there. I have video for show it. You understand? It's 2 Krishna house. Watch. This one, what they signed up there. What the next signed up here. And this is why you got to deal with all the time. And people trying to tell me, oh, it's not racial. I'm one the only black man that got business on this main road. And is the only one being victimized. All the time, no matter how much I try to stay in my car now. I am the only one being victimized all the time. True to this young lady that lives over there. All the time. And I have the letters to prove from the different agencies that's come at my place. Now Mr. Williams is threatening to close down my business. So I tell you, I said, Mr. Williams, the NDC give me some time to remove this shed from here. And I said, I'm going to break this and I'm going to put it in my yard because this is how I survive. You understand? This is how I survive. Right? I'm going to put it in my yard. You know, he trying to tell me, he said, I still can't put it in the yard because they're going to close it down because it's a residential property and I can't do commercial business on it. This is not a multi-million dollar business. All these people in here so would get car wash, it and change to commercial is residential. You understand? Everybody doing the business. Me thieving from nobody. Me thieving from not a soul. You understand? I need some help from whoever aware about this and whoever could do something about this. This is not fair. This is not fair. It is not fair at all. And I'm extremely frustrated because every time you try, you got another set. Oh, wait, look, the bus come. Apparently, this is the bus that come here. Look, the vehicle come. You see? I ain't lying. Watch what the come watch. See? No, oh, sorry, there's EPA. Sorry, there's EPA. Just now, let me deal with the EPA now. Right? Let me deal with the EPA and then we can move on. Right?
You have heard the video. You've heard the young man's complaint. Anybody who has a link to Joel.c, I'll share my contact with him. I want to talk with Joel. I seriously want to talk with Joel. I want to say this. You know, says strict the government, why is it the populace? Strict the government, why is it the populace? I think there's a
shed there. See how close it is? There's a shed here. How close it is to the road? There's a next shed here, right?
Let's see this one.
Just show you. Let's drive. Let's take a drive and see what's really going on in Tuition Scheme. And again, we're going to do a drive-through now. You see, this is Tuition Scheme. There's a shed there. See how close it is? There's a shed here. How close it is to the road? There's a next shed here, right? Just show you. Let's drive. Let's take a drive and see what's really going on in Tuition Scheme. And tell me if I'm not being singled out. You understand? I'm being singled out of everybody because of my neighbor, Ms. Gayatri Prasad, that works at Legal Affairs. I'm being singled out and victimized in this country. I thought if I work hard, invest my money, try to keep my nose clean, I'll be able to provide a better life for me and my children, my family. But apparently that's not how it works. That's not how it works. There's a next wash bay here. You see how far the shed is? There's a next wash bay there. Coming up now. Watch. There's a next wash bay on the left-hand side coming up here. There's a next wash bay here. You see where the shed is? You see how far the shed is? All right, good. Let's go. Let's move on. This needs to stop.
Hello.
This needs to stop. Do you see the store? Watch. You didn't get to see it just now. All this is shed on the road. Can't with the guy from Mr. Williams from enforcement of Ministry of Housing. Mr. Williams that is in charge of enforcement. This we claiming when he called me this morning. Claiming that he's in charge of enforcement. So let's go. This is the next wash bay. This is a wash bay before my wash bay. You see, there's a wash bay here. The shed is all throughout straight. There's a wash bay. There's a shed here. Go on. You see this building here? It's just shy of the lantern post. This structure here is built here. It's not being moved. Look. All this is residential area, remind you. Watch this here. This is where I live. This is my wash bay. You see how far it is from the road? Yeah, there's a tire shop here. All is residential. Chinese restaurant here. All residential. All right, let's keep going on. There's a shed there also. It's removable, but let's go. There's a next wash bay here. Look, under government reserve. Yes, in front of the yard, just as my wash bay. Like I said before, if this was something that they're regularizing the scheme, I had no problem with it. But every single, watch, there's a next store here, shed out here also, right? Every single entity that this girl or agency that this girl could find, next wash bay, next store shed on the road that this girl could find to shy at me, everybody just selling every minute is a torment. Every day, every minute is a torment. As soon as you think everything is calm, it's torment again. All the time, torment, over and over. All the time it's torment. And it is stopping. This needs to stop. Like I said before, I am frustrated. That's why I'm taking this step now. I am extremely frustrated. I want you to look. Watch. You see, this is a...
Yeah, one Guyana for you. I hope you all see the one Guyana. Only some people have a right to live. Only some people got a right to eat. The agencies in this country have been turning a blind eye to a lot of infringements, let me call them that, over the years. This is not yesterday's story. And it has to do, in my mind, with the recognition from a lot, the powers that be, quite frankly, that the government does not provide adequate employment for its citizens. They also argue that private sector is the wheel of growth. It is commendable when individuals can find alternative ways of employing themselves rather than depending on the government for employment. This young man must be commended. He said you work hard and he invested his money. You check every scheme around this country, every single scheme around this country, what they call residential. Let us go to the historically residential communities and see what is happening to them. Check the Sabraimvilles and the Prashad Nagar and the Campbellvilles and so on, Queenstown and so on, and see the amount of commercial entities that exist in those communities now. Those communities have not been, the zones have not been changed to commercial. They're still residential. But the enforcement agencies have been turning a blind eye on them all the years. Because in most of those communities, it's friends of the PPP, big money people who are throwing up big money structures and doing business in them. But here's a small man trying to eke out a living, trying to eke out his sustenance. Like he said, trying not to dirty his nose, doesn't want to do anything criminal. But his neighbor, as he said, two Krishna house, that is what he pointed out, two Krishna house. In short, two Indo-Guyanese families in close proximity to this black man fighting it down because he find a way to make a money and survive without having to be a hungry belly black man or begging them for nothing. It is simply that. So only they have a right to live. As she flash garden said, get your black baby. Sometimes that is what she wants. Jano sometimes, you know, they say great minds think alike, because when I looked at it first, I say what she wants is a good, strong black man. Maybe that will settle her. Maybe she wants to be Douglarized. But sometimes she is such a racist. She's such a racist that even attempting to Douglarize her might not work. And so leave her in her misery. Because to attempt to Douglarize her means that you're giving her victory in terms of the destruction of his family. See, he had 3 children. And he's working hard to ensure he provides his family. She can't take that. Because black people must always be seen in this country as hungry belly, can't do business, abandoners of their children and their families and so on. A residential community, he has shown where a whole host of other businesses exist in that area. A whole host of other businesses exist in that area. They're not being fought down. The EPA ain't going at them. Mr. Williamson enforcement at housing is not going at them. For all you know, Mr. Williams might be acting in a manner not in keeping with his job. Y'all know what I'm talking about. What does someone do in instances like these? I have an idea. Dodson, Joel Dodson, I don't think there is any law that stops you from washing your car in your yard or even on your own parapet, on your bridge. I don't think there is any law that stops you from washing your friends' cars. And so remove the wash bay sign if possible, remove the shed if possible, use a tent, a collapsible, a temporary structure, and wash you on your friends' cars, even if it takes all day to wash you on your friends' cars. That's my recommendation to start with. Wash you on your friends' cars all day. There ain't no law that say your friends can't get a raise for washing the car or for allowing them to use your carpet to wash their car. Let them prove that you're operating a business. What do African Guyanese have to do in this country to be treated fairly and justly? What do we have to do, man? I'll tell you this. When I started operating at Sideline and Buxton, I had a neighbor obliquely opposite at Annandale. She lived at Annandale, obliquely opposite where I am. And she used to go and call the police. Every time I turn on my stereo set, she called the police. Every time I turn on my stereo set, she called the police. With a false allegation that I was playing music extremely loud, late into the night. When from my assessment, the loudness that she was talking about and the late night music and early morning music, the boom music was coming way from Buxton front. A guy has a commercial set there. She came to me, I explained to her that what she is talking about is not me. She wasn't satisfied. Every time I put on me, said this woman will go and call the police. The police got so fed up of her. Because every time the police come, I don't even know when she call the police except when I see the police turn up. Every time the police come, my music is not as loud as she claims. The last time I remember her coming with the police because she was calling and they weren't coming. Apparently she went and she got them and she came. And I looked at her square in the eyes. I said, I don't know what your problem is, but I want to tell you that I have a family to provide for. And if this is my business and my source of income to provide for my family, and you are going to be making me uncomfortable and you want to be a humbug, trust me, I'm going to make you uncomfortable. Because me family got feed. I don't know what she interpreted it to mean, but she never came back. She never came back. Sometimes some people force you to do nasty things. They force you to do wicked things. That is what they want you to do so that they can say, aha, there's another black man that is criminal. Aha, I tell you, all they could do is thief and kill and cheat. And abandon the family. Watch. I tell you, black man can't run nothing. Then I realized for a while that I wasn't getting this disturbance anymore, and I inquired from a friend as to, the boy said, you know what happened? The same mother who she used to say the music disturbing, she abandoned the mother and gone get away with a man, she eloped. According to the person, she get away with a married man. So sometimes maybe all these people want is a married man. And when you are looking in their direction, they try to make your life living hell. There's so many things I can recommend out of wickedness to deal with her. But Joel, keep the faith. Find ways and means of getting around it. You have done a wonderful job by highlighting what the problem is. Let the world know that in your community, there are many, many more wash bays along your street. I think you said there are about 10 of them. Your video is testimony of all of the people who have extended their property line to the reserve, as they call it. You've shown the efforts you've made to mitigate the situation, to live in peace with your neighbor. You barricade your place because she would cost customers when she see them. You barricade your place because she would video your yard. All of these efforts you have made. We have seen, the world is seeing. The world is seeing. You are doing the best that you can do. And once you have highlighted the situation, let's see how the authorities will deal with it. And maybe we'll get to confirm once again that we are living in an apartheid state. Because only some people can do as some people wish, but others can't. Right in the Boxing Friendship neighborhood, and that is why I always tell y'all, I don't care when I talk. I am an equal opportunity beater. Our ancestors bought these lands as private property. We couldn't build over our property line. We couldn't. I always tell you the story of Mahema, God rest the dead. Making a young man break down his shop that he was constructing overnight, within hours, because he dared to build on the reserve. We couldn't do that. Even though, as property owners, we attempt that, we're likely to get a notice from the environmental health officer. But we have Chinese coming into our community and building way over the property line, empowering trench, drainage trench. It has happened at Buxton Public Road here at the junction of Church of God Road. It is happening at Vigilance Public Road. I see it is now happening at Annandale Public Road. And these people are allowed to do it because, well, they're friends of the government. They're not Afro-Guyanese, they're Chinese and they're Indians. And so if these are not evidence, these are not exhibits of what apartheid looks like, then I don't know what they really are. And I'm going to say it for the umpteenth time, as we like to say. We cannot sit back and relax and continue to allow these abuses, because at the end of the day, I think we will wake up one morning and realize there is no place for us as an African people in this dear land of Ghana, a land that our ancestors shed blood, sweat, and tears to develop. We have to stand in unity. We have to demand more. We have to fight for more. And we can't sit and wait on leaders who themselves are enjoying cushy offices and cushy homes and perks that make them comfortable. We, the people who are feeling the squeeze, have to rise up and demand more. Even as I talk about this, I think about the teachers. President of the Teachers Union, up until now, is justifying or trying to justify, trying to defend signing a wages and salaries agreement that gives little or nothing to the majority of the teachers. You know why he can feel justified? Because his bread is buttered both sides and all four of the edges. It is alleged he got supermarket. It is alleged he got car dealership. It is alleged he is in bed with the PPP people. So if all of these things are true, he doesn't know what hardship is. He doesn't know what it is living paycheck to paycheck or paycheck in between paycheck is. So he doesn't really see the impact, or he is not concerned about the impact of that meager salary increase. And that is the problem we have in this society. A lot of the people we look to for leadership are themselves comfortable. And so when they go there claiming to represent you, they first and foremost are concerned about maintaining their degree of comfort, protecting their degree of comfort before even trying to attempt to give you a talk out of poverty. The poor man got to rise up in this country. The poor man got to rise up in this country and create a upheaval that will make those who are comfortable very uncomfortable. Even like Joel Neighbor. If I can't eat, you can't eat. If I can't sleep, you can't sleep. It's as simple as that. The lines are open. 6225933 is the number to call, of course. Call and let's talk the thing. We have about 90 minutes. Let me remind you that on the 27th, we have an evening of comedy. Friday Night Laughs at Club Twilight. With Chow Pow and John Jones, the kings of late night comedy as they deem themselves. You will be the judge of that. Come on down. It's only $500. It's a meet the poor man pocket. $500 entrance. Call your life.
Hi, good morning, Mr. Amsterdam. I start to see what the Guyanese people, I don't want to single out as one ethnic group, but the Guyanese people are going through, whereas
Call us stop. This is the problem we got. We don't want to single out ethnic group, but is ethnic groups being penalized?
But allow me to just clarify myself, because there's only one person may have the clout or the strength to bring forward this situation. But there's other ethnic groups that I the same pinpoint that is not favorable with the government and being victimized. So let me be clarified. There's one I don't want to single out anybody, but he has the strength to do what he's doing like how you do. So permit me to say that, because I know I'm saying. Prior to that, it's poor to see that after loud call by other person, then the opposition leader work, the people are paying to support and fight for them, made a speech of Mellinel. And just to clarify his remarks afterwards, I never said to do violent protests. Your leader spoke very well concerning peaceful protests. We could stand out. You give an ultimatum to your people them that, listen, this is what we're going to do. This is our agenda. We're going out there. We have our flag card. We're going to protest. Anybody do otherwise, if the court, the police do them anything, you're not supporting them because you're coming out to peaceful protest. Now, that would show the strength of the people, and the people are fed up of the administration. And it would be on a wide international stage also. If you have the power to bring out people on the road, it will stop a lot of activities. You know, one person know that certain events are going to happen, especially the supporters for the PPP. They close shop. And if there's a crowd you want to silently you use to bring the administration to the knees. And if we don't do that, we have nowhere to go. You don't have to do violent protest. Just let the numbers of the people speak. Numbers don't lie. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your call. Numbers don't lie. The question is whether or not you could get the numbers out. I will tell you, I don't defend the leader of the opposition. I just talk as I want. But I will tell you, I am going to sit here and I am going to tell you, I believe one of the biggest fear of Orange, Compton North, as they like to say, is to call a protest and the people don't turn out. Calling a protest is like a referendum on the leadership of Aubrey North. And if he doesn't get the numbers, then you know what is up, what will be the next fight. Aubrey has had to fight so many fights to become leader of the opposition, a leader of the PNCR, that every suggestion I think that is made to him, he has to examine with a fine-tooth comb and times $3,000 magnifying glass to see where the trick is. He's wary of the people around him, and I can't blame the brother, right, for being wary of the people around him. But I can say that a coward dies 1,000 deaths. Right? As we say, you can't be lucky and coward. It's either they want me or they don't want me. I call it protest. It's either they come out and they don't come because they want me. All who call in for protest, I call for the protest, and y'all didn't come out. Well, what y'all going to say next? I didn't call it protest. I call it protest. Y'all didn't come out. And so what y'all going to do? Come and cuss me for y'all not coming out? Huh? Sometimes you got to beat people at their own game. Call it, you know the rule, you know. You know the rule. You know the rule, man. If you call, you got to mute your mic. You in competition here? Call your life.
Yes, good morning to you and all my black brothers and sisters. You see, this is the reason why others use the word colleague. And my black brothers and sisters vex with me and say, hey, don't make Travis Garden use the word colleague. Check that young man who decides to do something for himself, not for wait on the government for nothing, or opposition leader. He decides to invest, he save.
and start a little business, but you want him to move from there because you want the next 20 family come and live next to you. That's why Flash Garden. You just got to treat people the same way they treat you. I don't want to spend time on that, but brother, hold your head up. Bucket to go well, one eat pattern, no drop out. Are you still there?
Yes.
Now, I listened to Mr. Nigel Landon yesterday. Pastor Landon, give it up. Go on the next page. Leave our leader alone. He get enough on head. He got for challenge. AFC. He got a challenge. The CARICOM people, diplomat people. He got enough for sit down and walk on. It's not.
Yes, sir.
Good morning to you, live.
I'm live, sir.
Yes, you are.
All right. Morning, Kadaki, and morning, Guyana. How many times we've got to say to our people what is happening, and they've got to take a better stock or legacy for our children to know we have put up a fight against the racist, corrupt mafia PPP party. How many times ever since we've been calling for protests, and why do we always have to define it as peaceful? Protest is protest. Stop putting the label of peaceful. Where it's there, that's where it goes. And I don't believe that we've done enough to actually educate our people on what the racist coolie people are doing. I mean, we've always got to qualify a speech when we're talking about the marginalization and discrimination. Oh, I'm not racial and all of that. That's a bunch of bull. Why we always have to say that? Those other people don't even mention that. So stop it, all people, in trying to sanitize what we are trying to do. What we're trying to do is get rid of those damn people. That's what we're trying to do. So stop prefacing it. One other thing, why haven't we gone? I mean, every single week we should have putting in requests for information from the Tsar so that we can come back to our people to let them know we have asked for information for 57 for 2 years and we haven't gotten nothing. Don't come to us and say, well, I mean, we know what's going to happen. We are getting outsmart every day, and we don't seem to have an answer for this racist government. So my thing for today is stop apologizing for being the people we are. We are supposed to be a strong people, but yet still we are saying, oh, I'm not racist. Come on, stop it. That's my take, sir.
Thank you for your call. The lines remain open. 6225933 is the number to call. We got about 8 minutes to program time. Peggy, are you hearing us now? Peggy, are you hearing us now? Yes, I was saying that, I mean, different folks, different strokes. But put me in the position of the leader of the opposition. Y'all want protest, I can't protest. I challenge y'all to put your shoulders to the wheel. Let's see how the numbers will turn out. You know, I consistently say this. Y'all must just think me heading good. Right? Y'all might say, that's my heading good. All the trouble the police is here this man and think this man does say these things. Right? Because nobody is going to trample my freedom. Nobody. I'd rather die on my feet than on my knees. And I'm very serious about that. If we are fighting for equal rights and justice, some of us will have to die. Martin Luther King, the preacher of nonviolence, they killed him. He was murdered. He was preaching nonviolence. Did that stop them from being violent to him? Did that stop them from taking him out of the contestations violently? No. And of course, you know that list can go on. How many black people dead fighting for freedom, black freedom, human rights, and justice in the United States, the great United States of America? Burkina Faso, how many lives have been lost before they got to the place where God gifted them Traore? Sri Lanka, how many lives are lost for them to run out the prime minister from office? People got to dead. People got dead. You know, the faster we come to the realization that, hey, people gone dead if you want change. The more comfortable I think people will be. Let me tell you this. At least it's my philosophy. I like to tell you, all Indians just chop up one another and kill one another, murder one another for land and so. Because what is their philosophy for the greater part, especially the Hindus? The Hindu philosophy is what? Wherever we leave off, we're going to come back and start over from. You all ever heard that? I'm not attacking nobody's religion. I'm discussing facts. My pandit friend told me that, what we call them again? Suicide is a natural part of the religion. Because they believe in reincarnation. I'm just ending this segment of my life because I'm going to come back and start back from where I left over. And the more money I get, the closer I am to God. Maybe in terms of power. And that is why you see how rich Indians is behave? Like they are untouchable. Because the more money they get, the closer they are to God. They could determine if you live or die. Because they will call somebody and pay them to out your light. Some of us like life too much. We love life too much. We are not paying attention to the quality of life. I am being no political leader. They're going to tell people that if changes are likely to come by us taking to the streets, that I'm concerned about how many of them are dead. Or don't let me say then, how many of them, how many of us would face likely death? Once I'm out there with my people, I will try to protect them. You've seen that. Then they arrested me in front of GCOM and good soldiers like Rwanda and the rest were ready to wage war. I said, nah. Yeah, relax, back off. Let me deal with this. Me, why y'all come to blows? Let I deal with this. Let me deal with this. I got this. When they arrested me in front of the Ministry of Education and they were saying we're going to put you on bail, I said, no. Unless all them other people who were arrested with me got on bail, me ain't on bail. Those who were arrested with me can attest to that. My intention is never to lead anybody to the slaughter. But I always have it in the forefront of my mind. This could get nasty. And Guyanese have to start seeing protest and activism. Like the callers say, yeah, stop clarifying this thing about peaceful protest. Protest is protest. Protesters react to what the representatives of state do. And so the representatives of state come when we are protesting peacefully and they chose to fire tear gas canisters at us. What will protesters do? How will people react? I ain't got no control of that. But we have to stop putting this fear of bloodshed and fear of losing lives and fear of injury, and least of all, money to bail people out up as excuses and reasons why we can't protest. Hey, if we protest and all we get arrested and all we get money for pay bail, all we gonna stay in there. But I'm willing to put my head on the block that if we protest and we get locked up, none of us will stay in there for the want of money. I'm willing to put my head on the block for that. Why must I give a vindictive and a wicked and a corrupt and a friggin' oppressive government the comfort of saying, I will not take my people to the streets to protest all of these excesses because that government is likely to shoot them down. Let them shoot them down. Let them shoot us down and let the world be the judge. It's like a wife saying to her husband, I won't go to the station where you beat me because I don't want the police kill you. Then every time the husband feel like cut your backside, that's what you're going to do because she ain't going to go to the station because she frightened the police. You're giving me license for abuse you. That's what we doing to this government, man. Get them a license and by extension the minions to abuse us. Look what she is doing to the young man. She works in the Ministry of Legal Affairs or something like this. Because she works in the Ministry of Legal Affairs and she got the ear of the Attorney General and he could make a phone call and people going to jump off of the seat and going to harass the young man. He must live in that. Bible says if your right hand offend you, cut it off. If your left hand offend you, cut it off. And I would say if your right hand offend you, dig it out. You have to find ways and means of dealing with these unnecessary challenges. Call your life.
Good morning, Mr. Amsterdam. Good morning, everyone in the Guyanese diaspora. Good morning to our Guyanese. I think you're right. I think you're touching again on a problem which we've been running away from, but I'm glad to be here facing it. About the gentleman in Tushin. He's a very intelligent brother. I listen to him speak very articulately, knows the issue. Just want him to hear that and know that. He's very competent to handle these issues. I think he's handling it. And that's a testament to him. And what she is doing next door is harassment, the verbal abuse. So she needs to know that. And he needs to know that she is verbally abusing them and the people across the road, it's been alleged that they are verbally abusing and trying to attack him and whatnot, and his family, even his family. That's customers. So once they want to turn deaf ears, he's got evidence, video evidence. And now we know about it, so we'll be supporting him on this show. Now, I don't know, the ARC may want to consider why is this person at the Legal Affairs working outside of her official capacity, using threats and intimidation and duress and harassment and verbal abuse. Is that part of her job description? The ERC needs to know that we know. The ERC hasn't been acting on the information. We all know that the ERC is biased. That's a separate issue altogether. So the ERC has inherited a separate issue which we are going to weigh in on. So apart from this issue, the ERC got a fresh issue that says that there is some sort of discriminatory conduct by the ERC. So when the fact-finding mission came to Guyana, this is the type of evidence that we can now present to the United Nations Fact-Finding Committee, which is still open. So the ERC, you know that we will be taking this evidence to find. This is the type of evidence that the fact-finding body came to Guyana to flesh out. So anybody want to tag them, tell them Coffee said that we are on the case. Right? I ain't afraid to talk. So if y'all want to jump on my case like you jump on Melly Mel case, you're all welcome. Get your cousins, your family, your friend, and jump on Coffee's back. Because my shoulder's big enough to handle all y'all. So, because you see, my constitutional rights don't fold up in a paper. I walk with them on my sleeves. Right? I ain't begging no ERC for no rights. ERC can't give me nothing that belongs to me. So I don't come to the ERC to beg you for nothing. You don't got no more rights and authority than I do. Like I told you before, Article 32 mandated me to deal with you as equals. So don't think you got those special ears and graces. You in the ERC, you all just there for a time. For a time. So I just want to let you all know that you're on equal footing. Citizens to the government. The government don't have no more authority over the citizens than we give you. So don't think you're too far from the heaven. And we down here at your feet. That's not it. This is a government of the people, for the people, by the people, and we put you there, and we intend to remove you from there if we see so fit according to the Constitution. According to the Constitution, we can put you there, and we can remove every last one of you. So let's get on equal footing. Now, what's happening in Tushin is a matter of discrimination, and it's prevalent across Guyana. It's prevalent across Guyana. And we've got, as I said before, we've got, you're busted. That's what it says, you're busted. We got the evidence. Now, it ain't Coffee alone. You got those of us on the phone could take the video and make sure.
This is how the accident that occurred at New.
Sorry, Coffee.
Make sure it gets to the proper bodies. The same body that came to Guyana from fact-finding group. In the United Nations in Manhattan. So we all could contribute and facilitate, not just Coffee alone.
Something like
Ricky alone. Alone. You know. Or Mark Bench Chop alone. And I'm also saying that these people could also facilitate these things because they're in a position to do so. Guyanese people need to understand that we are at the crossroads whereby we need to say, but hold on, I ain't begging you to be the best government you need to be. You signed up to be the best government according to the Constitution. If you can't do that, then guess what? You're not living up to your oath and obligations. And that means that our job is to remove you by any means necessary, justified under the Constitution. I'm going to say it again. If you can't function according to the requirements of the Constitution, then it is my job, I'm going to say it again, listen, to get rid of you. By any means constitutionally.
What's practice?
I want you to fight it off aside. And if you think that you could bully me like you bully these rest of class, try me on for size. I ain't afraid of none of y'all.
I don't know if it's stop this thing. I'll have to go off and perhaps come on back. I hope you can hear me.
I know how to deal with y'all.
I have to make an emergency dash. I got back on the Buxton Public Road. After I have to rush into the hospital here, I'm now heading back. I have no control over
2009 o'clock. It's 8 minutes 2009 o'clock. I gotta go. I can't tell you how I have to go and do that. I'm going. I might hear about it later. Yeah. Night is karaoke night. Come down to Club Twilight and let's have a relaxing time. Remember to support the program via Cash App, Zelle, MMG.
Yeah, stay with me. Hopefully, when this video ends, I'll be able to talk to you.
Remember to share the like. Even after this program, continue to share it so that the world can get it. I will, in the course of today, have to check and see what's happening with Facebook. Did I tell you Facebook was hacked early in it? I can tell you that, or late last week. I don't pay attention and fight these things anymore. I just go with it. They have the Facebook, but then maybe as long as I'm getting to broadcast, I don't care because I don't really earn money from Facebook. There are lots of pages that earn money from Facebook, these stars and gifts and all kinds of things, and what they call monetization and so on. We don't get to do that in Ghana. So I don't concern who have the page and thing because they ain't got nothing to get off of it really. So long as I get to use my page to broadcast, I do that. So I recognize the page was hacked early in the week, and I really didn't bother myself with that. So, but now I notice I'm not getting to broadcast to Facebook. I will invest some time. I'll have to invest some time and see what's happening with it. Good. That's that. But like I kept saying, migrate to YouTube. YouTube doesn't give us the kind of problems you get on Facebook. And so if you log on and you can't find the program on Facebook, check YouTube, you might find it here. Let's work like that. Let's work smart. And congratulations to us at Camp TV. Our following has now gone to 30,000+. It was 29,000+ for a while. And it's blackout now. Right? It is blackout though. Good. Oh, yeah, that was, my God, yeah, that was good. Blackout now.
Because knowing the way sometimes lunatics work is that he may have decided not to after all. But now that he is formally announced that he is going to be a candidate, so this is like news has now become political arm of a party. It is like the new nation for the PNC and the mirror for the PPP.
All right, so folks, I'll end the live here. Maybe I'll come on back in a bit to explain to you what's happening. But I really should be in court today. I had to do an emergency dash with a little child that was struck down on the bus. I hope you can hear me. I'll go for now and I'll come back.